Tonight's night one of the Democratic debates in Detroit. Is Cardi B the new Killer Mike for Bernie Sanders? The DCCC still at war over diversity and people are quitting their jobs. My name is Jamal Simmons. This is why you should care. Hey everybody, we're here in Detroit at Tech Town, which is an incubator over near Wayne State University in Midtown, which is where Detroit is having the full comeback that everybody's been talking about so much. We're in town because there's a debate tonight happening on the Fox Theater stage, sponsored by CNN. At that debate, we're gonna have people like Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Amy Klobuchar, Pete Buttigieg, Beto O'Rourke, John Hickenlooper, Steve Bullock, John Delaney, Ryan, Marianne Williamson. There are going to be a lot of people on that stage tonight. We're going to see whether or not the two big names on the stage, Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, will take each other on, or will these progressives have more to worry about from some of the moderates who are there? This is a high stakes night for a lot of these candidates that are up there because not everybody's coming back. The next round of debates, you got to raise more money, you got to have higher poll numbers. So although we've got 10 people on this stage tonight, some of them are polling down in the doldrums. We'll see whether or not they can make it back. Is Cardi B the new Killer Mike? In the last election, Killer Mike hit the streets and the airwaves for Bernie Sanders. This time, it looks like Cardi B might be filling that role. No word on whether or not the Grammy Award-winning artist endorsed Bernie Sanders, but it's obvious that she's feeling the burn. Cardi B took the 70-something-year-old senator to a nail salon to answer questions from some of her social media followers. It appears the two of them have been communicating since spring 2018, when Bernie Sanders noticed an interview that Cardi gave in GQ magazine where she talked about former President FDR. Now here's why you should care. Cardi B has 48 million followers on Instagram, and she put a photo out about the two of them having this conversation. What did they talk about? They talked about student loans, they talked about climate change, and they talked about the minimum wage. These are issues all on the minds of young voters, and young voters will help decide this particular election in 2020. There's no word whether or not Bernie Sanders felt the heat from a paraffin treatment, but we do know Cardi B is feeling the burn. So we've been working on this story about the DCCC, the Democrats' campaign committee arm, and it's still in uproar. We told you yesterday that Cheri Bustos flew back from recess in order to try to manage a diversity problem. You got Black and Latinx lawmakers who are really focused on the fact that there are no people of color at the top of the decision-making chain at the DCCC. So Bustos flew back for a meeting, and let me just tell you what happened. It got even worse. People quit their jobs. We're talking about the executive director quit, the deputy executive director, the political director, the communications director, and a couple of other staff all left. The new COO is going to be the interim director for the DCCC while they set up a search committee to try to figure all this out. Now, why should you care? Let's hear directly from the people who were involved. Let me tell you what Cheri Bustos said. Bustos called it sobering and says she's committed to putting the DCCC back on a path to expand and protect the Democratic majority. But you can imagine, the Republicans are all over this too. And here's what Michael McAdams, who's the spokesman for the Republican congressional campaign arm, here's what he said. There's mutiny underway at Cheri Bustos' DCCC. What a disaster for Democrats. We'll see who's right, and we'll keep watching. Thanks for watching Hill TV on YouTube. Be sure to click subscribe and hit the bell so you know when we post new videos. And head to thehill.com for all the latest political news.